So my name is Gareth. You're watching the Hub Online Network. I am joined by Pamela Aie of Revelations Hair Salon in Ashcroft. So Pam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I've lived here since 1981 when I moved over from England. And then we were a whole family of hairdressers. So my mom and my sister and myself. So we have owned salons in the area since 1984.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
I do. I do believe we're probably the second longest running business in this area, I think. Someone told us that anyway. I don't know exactly, but
Oh, very cool. Um,
mhm.
do you guys do guys' hair?
We do. We do.
I had any. You've been in business for a long time in Ashcroft, and then COVID-19 hit. So can you tell me a little bit about what your experience was in the middle of March?
Well, we came. I was actually on holiday and came back, of course, from Mexico, and I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't told to self isolate because it didn't happen at that time. About 4 days later, it said everybody had to self isolate. And it was kind of it was kind of weird because we were away for 2 weeks when it was kind of just coming into effect, the whole thing. And
Right.
then we came back, and then all of a sudden it was like bango. We they we wasn't sure if we had to close down, not close down, so we kept it going as long as we could until we were actually ordered to close down. So all hairdressers in BC were ordered to close down. March 21st is when we closed down. So then, were you going to say something?
As a business, did you get a some kind of a notice from the government, or were you just did you just hear that through Bonnie Henry's updates?
Bonnie Henry's updates, and we had a like an order that came through.
Okay.
It was a written out order that said, had to be closed until the end of May, and that until she lifted it.
Right.
So it was actually supposed to be till May 31st, is what we were told, and then she lifted it on the 19th,
Oh,
or
wow.
she lifted it. She cancelled the order so that we could open up on the 19th
Okay.
for
Um,
BC.
and so, what have you done during COVID-19? Because my understanding is that you have kept some type of services open.
Well, we didn't do really anything, nothing. But I do have a clothing store as well.
Okay.
And of course, people were panicking because nothing was open. And if women have colored hair or they're using product in their hair, it's like they need that. Really, they do. So people would message me, and they would say, "Oh, I need my purple shampoo," or "I need this and that." So I would deliver it to them. So
Right.
they would do an e-transfer, and I would just deliver it outside their house, or I would hang it on a bag outside my house, and they would come and get it. And I was actually super busy doing that. I was surprised. We probably sold more during that time on product than we ever sell. It was really weird that way. And on the last couple of weeks before we went back, Deb from the bakery had a table outside her shop, and she
Yeah.
sold stuff. So we thought we'd get in on that. So I would take all my product, instead of me delivering it, I would take my product and put it all outside, and the clothing, just put it outside, and then they would just pay me by e-transfer. And of course, we live in such a small town, you know, no one screws you over basically. So
Right.
they just took off with the stuff, and then they would send me money through e-transfer.
Well,
So
that's
that's
all.
how we did that.
Was
Yeah.
that for you yourself? Was that a sustainable business model? If it was just you doing that type of service?
Sustainable. Well, I mean, it was good. It was good because what happened is I'd made a huge order right before we closed down,
Okay.
like of thousands. So it came in, and then of course then in came our bill, and we're like, oh great, because as a business we didn't get help, for our actual business. There was no basic help. There would have been if I was employing somebody. So they had out that $40,000 loan that you could use to keep things going.
Yeah.
But because I wasn't actually employing anybody during the COVID, then I couldn't take advantage of that. So just having the sales of the clothes and the sales of all that was really good because it helped me to pay the bills that came in when COVID hit, because they all come in, you know.
So, and only because I don't understand, I don't know much about your particular industry. You say you don't have employees, but you have people working in the building. How does that happen then? If they're not your employees?
Well, oh yeah, yes, they are employees, but they didn't, because they couldn't work during that time. So if I was, yeah, so if I was actually like a business that was still going, like say Cal Tire or Quality Glass,
right.
they have the business and they're still like, they still are employing people, then that money was for them to keep them, help them to keep paying the bills, basically. Because basically what their premise was is that it would be lower, like all their income would be lower. You wouldn't get as much business. So for a business like mine and a business like any of the, I don't know who else, or probably like Deb from the bakery, you know, where you're ordered to close down, you were on your own there.
Right.
Yeah.
Were there any government, like were you able to take advantage of the CERB or anything like that?
Yes. Yes, I was. At first of all, they said no. And I was thinking, oh, this is going to be just great, you know. But they did, you know how he changed his mind? He did change it. So I was able to get that, which was really nice.
And
We're lucky we live here.
were your employees able to get on that as well then?
All of them got it, yeah.
Okay.
So that was good.
So now that you've started back up, was there any, just talking about government grants, was there anything along those lines that helped you start up again?
No, no. But we had, like I say, lucky for me, because what happened in the hairdressing industry is because we were all closed down, so no, even our suppliers didn't have the staff. So if I was trying to order from them during the COVID, they would have maybe half of what it was, what you needed. And then because we had to have all of our masks and all that kind of stuff to start up. If we didn't have that, then we couldn't start up. And so that was hard because, you know, they're all out on the front with the frontline workers. And so masks, where I used to pay like practically nothing for them, they are absolutely ridiculous now. Ridiculous for masks, you know. And so now coming back into the salon, it's a lot different. We have our, do you want to know what our rules are?
Sorry?
Do you want to know what the rules are for us opening up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So basically what they said is they said we could open up on the 19th.
Okay.
We had to have plexiglass where we weren't 6 feet apart. So we were lucky because at our reception area, we are 6 feet easily from the person that's going to be paying. And our way our salon is set up to, we are 8 feet apart from everybody. So we didn't have to have any plexiglass in between us, but we can't do any nails because plexiglass is in shortage and we have to have it between the customer and the person doing the nails.
Really?
So we're not allowed, so we can't do that yet. So we can't do that. We can do the pedicures and we're okay for hair. So anybody coming into the salon has to wear a mask. They're not requiring gloves. They require that you sanitize your hands when you come in. So we have hand sanitizer in the beginning. So they come in, they hand sanitize. They have to have the mask on. They can't take it off at all, and they can't have anybody come in with them. And everybody has to wait outside. So as I finish my client, as she leaves, then the next person comes in. But we've got to sanitize everything in between.
How many? Do you have any employees working with you right now?
Mm-hmm. There is there's 3 of us right now.
And so can all 3 of you have a person in the chair at the same time?
Yes, because we're all 8 feet apart. So me and the girl beside us are 8 feet, and then how our stations are, the other 2 are on the other side.
Okay.
So we have a full blockade between that's just how it was set up in the beginning. So it's actually perfect for this, how it is now. So as long as we have, we don't have, like if we have 4 of us, which we haven't had 4 of us yet, and I don't think we'll ever be able to have 4 of us because I think it's just too many.
Right.
And so with the sinks, we have 3 sinks, but we've just taken out the middle one so that they are like they just on either end, so they're easy 6 feet apart, probably 10 feet apart.
One thing that I've heard a few times, not from Ashcroft necessarily, but just on like CBC radio, is some employees get more money on the CERB than they do through their actual work, and so they're not going back to work yet. Are you having any troubles having employees come back, or is everybody willing to do that?
They all came back.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, they all came back. But there is definitely, if you've got a part-time person, then they definitely are making more money on the serve. That's for sure. So for us, we're so busy though. We are absolutely swamped. Like there's no way you're going to be making more on the serve right now than you are working.
Okay.
Because it's swamped. We get there extra early too, because we do it differently. We don't answer the phones at all during the day because we just don't have time. It just takes away to answer the phone, and because you got to do so much in between all the sanitizing and stuff, it takes time, so we don't answer the phone anymore. We have a sign-up sheet outside the shop.
Oh.
So when they phone, there's an answer machine, and it says, we're not answering the phones, we'll get back to you at the end of the day, but there's a sign-up sheet outside, so people just come down, put their name, it'll say like the name of the hairdressers and then what times they have available, and they just sign it. And it's been like filled ever since we've started back. It's filled. So our days are a lot longer, I find, because we find that we have to be there so early to get all that ready.
Right.
And so we're usually there about 8:15. We start at 9, but that gives us enough time to get ready. And then by the time we're phoning everybody back, we don't, like yesterday, I didn't get out there till about 7:20, because the whole sanitizing thing takes so much time. That's the only thing that's a bit of a bummer as far as the hours. And wearing that mask 8 hours is exhausting. I feel sorry for the frontliners. I really do.
One anecdotal thing I heard down to the coast a few weeks ago was people were getting maskne. So they're getting like acne around where the mask is over their mouth.
Oh, we haven't had that yet. Oh, great. Something to look forward to.
But you guys are, I'm sure that you guys are all up on your
yeah.
Acne preventative measures.
Well, we wear cloth ones. We have the cloth ones because we have the paper ones there.
Right.
The disposable ones for the clients, because they can't come in without one, So the WCB will be checking up on us, and there's no way I'm taking the chance. Like I've got right on the door, masks are mandatory. I would just turn them away.
Right.
Rather than, there's no way. So we have them there, but so we don't wear them usually. They're way better to breathe in, but if we use them, then we're not going to have any for the clients, right?
Yeah. So
we have lots of cloth ones. So for us, actually, which is really awful, is the hair goes down into them. I don't know how. Probably talking to people. I don't know how it gets down there, but and then you've got hair in there, which is terrible. So we are having to change them all the time for that.
Right.
This is horrible.
Have you had to? I'm sure that you've had to. But what was it like filling out the 30-page sort of rule set for WorkSafe's COVID reopening plan?
I didn't have to fill anything out.
Oh, really?
I phoned them.
Yeah.
Because they kept giving us different. They still do, to be honest with you. I don't think one of them knows from the other one, really, because we phoned them. I'll give you an example. We phoned them the other day and we asked them about eyelash extensions. So I phoned and the girl phoned, because I said, well, you phone and I phone and one of us will get through.
Right.
And we were told completely different things. Like I was told she had to wear an N95 because she's so close, because you're literally like this far. So they said she has to wear an N95. So I said to her, if you're coming back, you got to get N95. So she got N95s. And then the next day they were calling her back, and I was right there when they called her back, and they go, no, we don't want you to wear an N95. We want you to wear a cloth one. You got to save those for the frontline workers. So it was completely different. Like I was told she couldn't come back unless she had that. And then the next WorkSafe BC says, no, we don't want you to wear that. We want you to wear a cloth one. So I don't know. They changed their mind like crazy.
Interesting.
They did.
So okay. I work at the Hub in Ashcroft, And I know that Vicky Trill had to fill out a big booklet of how she's going to sanitize things, itemized lists of everything that's in each room that needs to be cleaned, a schedule of who's going to clean what. So it's interesting that, and fortunate for you that you didn't have to fill something like that out.
No, I think because they basically told us what we had to do.
Right.
They so they worked with Beauty Council, which is basically what all hairdressers kind of are under that umbrella. And so basically what they said was, Bonnie Henry basically said if they couldn't come up with something that she felt was safe, then we weren't to open. So I believe it was done through them because we were just told what we needed to do. So we were told, you're wearing masks, you only have one client, like no one in the waiting area except they're outside. Hand sanitizer, like all those things were told to us that's what we had to abide by. And so my mom's phoned her up actually and said, well, you're going to come and check us out before we open, because we thought that's what they were going to do. And they said, no, we're not going to. We've given you the rules. We're trusting that you're going to live by them, and we will be coming in and just popping in one day. So you better be ready, basically.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. And I noticed, what I really noticed, which was really interesting, is they I think they watch your website too to see what you're up to.
Right.
Yeah. So I think they do. So they know basically that we're keeping to the rules, I think.
Has or did the local, did the Ashcroft Village help you out in any way? Was there any resources that you took advantage of through them?
No.
No?
No. The Hairdressers Association was really good. Like, not the hairdressers, but all the different, like the different companies, they put on free webinars and free lessons and stuff, which usually they charge for like quite a bit of money actually. So they did all these free so that you could take advantage of those as well, which was nice. Right. So while you were off, you could keep up with your, foiling or perming or whatever if they wanted to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what is the general feeling of the customers that come in now? Are they happy to get their haircuts? Are they apprehensive?
Oh my gosh. I said to them, I feel the love, man. Everybody wants us. No, most of the customers are really, really good. I was just saying this morning, you got 90% that are really, really good. And then you got a very small percentage that thinks that this is a whole big hoax and they shouldn't have to wear a mask, and then you've got a little percentage that won't come in anyway because they're still scared.
Right.
But as a rule, I just say to them, this is not my rules. This is I'm just living by the rules. If you want your haircut, this is what you have to do, and most people have been really good. The mask is what they don't like.
Right.
They don't like to wear a mask. And they, I'll have especially in the beginning I had, well, I don't know if I can wear this for half an hour. And I'd say, well, I have to wear it for 8 hours. And that kind of, I think they felt my pain at that point.
I mean, I get it. I don't think I could look good in a mask. I mean, think about how all the people that would I'm just kidding.
Well, it's funny because you don't know. They're saying, well, how do you know if I'm even? I'm like, well, we hope your ears are. Because it's a little different, right? Because you've got to keep the mask on.
Right.
So, doing around the ears and stuff, it can be. We kind of got it down to science now, though. It's not that bad.
So is any other words of wisdom that you would like to impart onto the Ashcroft, Cache Creek public about Revelations?
No, I just would like to say thank you that they're actually sticking with us, you know what I mean? And coming, I mean, they're definitely supporting us. They're supporting us by when we were closed, by coming down and buying the things, and they're supporting us now a lot by coming in and getting their hair done and not, taking off the cameras because everybody's open there, So it's been really good. Because it's the little businesses, I mean, I feel sorry for all the small businesses because this is a hard time, keeping everything going. But yeah, but I think this town is very supportive of each other anyway. So.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you video chatting with me today.
No problem.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I'll have the power grow my hair and then go sign up for an appointment.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Thanks
right.
again.
Okay, bye-bye.